Give way to cyclists. Round the roundabout, make sure I'm staying on the right. Oh, give way to cyclists again. No one there. Hold up, just to explain, this was shot in the summer of 2023 when Marielle and myself went over to visit family in Holland and of course got a bit of fishing done. You're seeing this edit now because this trip I just couldn't get out of my mind. And you'll see at the end why. As you were. Getting used to driving in Holland is polar opposite to the UK because I think most people admit cyclists can be a pain in the arse in the UK, mainly because we don't have the infrastructure for it, whereas they do here. So when you're driving over here, the first thing to know is you give way to cyclists. If you don't, you're hitting a cyclist. But as you can probably tell, I'm a bit more fresh-faced this morning. Yesterday was a long old day. It's 12 hours of travel. I'd been awake for about 28 hours in total, I think, before I even managed to have a nap. So this morning we've had a good night's sleep and I'm off fishing with some family. So we are going to go to one of the park lakes. Myself and Tice looked around yesterday. It's only about 10 minutes from their house. It's nice and local to where we're going to be fishing. It's close to the one I fished last time I was over here in Holland, where I fished on a park lake, which was down the sort of around the trading estate area, which I may still visit tomorrow morning. But today we're going to a park that's surrounded by trees, surrounded by houses. And it looks really nice, a bit bigger than the last one I fished. Don't know anything really about the stock other than I've been advised by some people on Instagram. So big thanks to those of you that have been giving me places to fish in the Nijmegen area. We did see some carp going around on the surface yesterday. It was nice and sunny and lots of smaller fish. So I'm going to get a couple of carp rods out myself. I've got my Vispas to cover that. And Tice has got a Vispas as well, so he can use one of my other rods as well. And hopefully get Boot some of his first ever fish, doing a bit of float fishing. So a bit of an all sorts. It may not be a big continental adventure of catching massive 20, 30 kilo carp. That's not what this is about. It's visiting family and getting the rods out whilst I'm here as well. Oh look, a tractor. Are we in the West Country? Go on then. Go on then. Never gone round a tractor before? Try doing that in a lane. Now I know I got my rods out as well, but genuinely the key goal is to get Boot his first fish. Anything from me would have been a bonus, I swear. No? Yeah, little one, tiny one. Your first fish. Swing it in.
Ik heb gelijk beet. Oh.
And lift it again. Right, now swing it in.
Ik heb gelijk beet.
There you are, your first fish.
Yo.
It's a gudgeon. Cheese. Hold it up to the camera. Now this venue was brought to me by the power of social media, so a massive thank you to those that responded to my story at the time. When I said I was going fishing in the Nijmegen area, I got a few responses, and this being one of the venues. Now though, you're going to see me attempt and fail at speaking Dutch.
Hoe kan Joe zo vissen? Joe.
There you go.
Hoe kan jij zo vissen? Of kan je daar niet mee vissen?
I'm going to need a bit of translation there, Tice. What, 3 rods out? Because I'm using, instead of a doppel.
Wat gebeurt er als je dit in het water gooit, papa?
Dan wordt papa boos.
Geen doppel.
Wat is dit eigenlijk?
Jo probeert jou iets uit te leggen.
Geen doppel, maar ik heb een...
Oh, er zit er eentje uit.
Grote...
Er is er eentje uit.
Grote weight. Is your dad smiling over there at me trying to talk basic children's Dutch? You're sticking your hands in the maggots? In de maden?
Hij zinkt. Mijn hand zinkt. Ja, eigenlijk is dat wel waar, hè? Mijn hand zinkt gewoon.
I think the attention span depleted about how I'm fishing anyway.
Yeah, you probably
There you go.
don't vacuum it.
Ja.
10 minutes from now.
Zit er geen maat op?
Well, after that slight car crash of a conversation on my part, Boot decided to have a little practice cast with my carp rods and absolutely nailed it, may I add. So we decided to leave this venue behind and move on to another suggested venue just around the corner. When we arrived at the new venue, we spoke to a couple of local anglers that were just packing down who had had a pretty tricky session, but told us that there were carp to over 20 kilos in this lake, which really got my juices flowing. But of course, we were only here for a few more hours, so we set the float rod back up, Boot started casting about, and hopefully we're going to catch something slightly bigger than those tiny little gudgeon and stickleback from the first venue. And as you're about to see, and hear, Boot's a lot better at English than I am at Dutch. A bit more line.
Ja.
There. And over the back of your head, keep going back, and then swing forward. Perfect, brilliant.
Perfect.
Pretty good.
Zit er.
Now watch that float intently.
It's pretty good, but
That's it. Around the back of the head. And big chuck. Lovely. Very good cast.
yeah.
And I'll wind it in a bit.
Wait.
Keep going.
And
You want it there, do you?
oh,
You got one on?
wait.
Oh, bit of line down. Yeah, nice one.
We hebben er nog één.
So if you let them...
Ja, thank you. Ja.
There we go.
Ja. Ja, thank you.
It's another little roach.
Het is ook best wel een big.
There we go.
Ja, bad boy.
Bad boy.
Another little one. Look right in the lip. You can unhook that one, can't you? Perfect.
Yeah.
Yours is bigger than mine.
No. Fish. Oei.
With Boot comfortably fishing under his own steam, it's time for me to get the drone up and get a few more last scenic shots. I swear that was all it was for. Well, I've just found some fish. We've been fishing on the other side with the float rod, catching some little roach and rudd and dace and things. Good fun. I've kind of completely written off the carp fishing aspect of today, just having fun. Took the drone up to get some nice shots of the lake and I found a pod of fish. So think what you like about using drones in fishing, but I found them. I wasn't going to ignore them. We're only here for another hour or so, and there's a group of fish, some of which look pretty big. I've crept round. It's not an easy place to get to. I've had to make my own little pathway through the reeds. Got there. Haven't got my Polaroids on me, but I could just about see some shapes and some vortex coming up. So I've come round with one of my dwarfs and using a load of the maggots that we've got from what we used today. I've just put a load on a size 6, so quite a big hook, but loaded up with loads of maggots. I'm hoping just dropping that in front of them, something may take it. It may not happen, I may spook them off completely, or this bit may not work at all, but I've got to give it a try. Proper exciting, finding them on the drone and thinking, I've got an opportunity here. So come around with a net and a rod, see if we can get one. No! God. Dropped it on a load of bubbles and the line twitched a few times. I thought, oh, something there. Then it started to move, so I lifted, just thinking maybe I'll just reposition it, and felt resistance. The tip bounced around, so I thought, oh, that's actually a fish. Lifted, and I must have foul hooked. It must have been next to a fish because I felt initial resistance and a big mud everywhere, big vortex, and the fish just left. You can tell I'm not used to this sort of fishing. Absolutely shafted myself with that opportunity. Oh, that would have been cool. After that missed opportunity, I just couldn't let it lie. I spent the next few hours traipsing up and down the bank, making little pathways to the lake, setting traps on the deck with alarms and sitting back and waiting, checking on the drone. The fish was still there. It was exciting fishing, but unfortunately nothing happened on this occasion. But I had to get back there the next day as soon as I possibly could. But for the rest of the evening, we enjoyed beer, lovely food and great company. The following morning, I returned to the lake that got under my skin. I left my wife and the rest of my family to go shopping for the day, and they must have thought I was mad, sitting by myself by the side of a lake I just discovered in the drizzle, cold, miserable weather, with no idea if I was going to catch. But to me, that was the best way I could have spent that morning. A bit of tranquility, the unknown, and the thought that something massive could be in my net by the end of the session. Unfortunately, this was the last shot I got from this trip. The drone zooming away from me, revealing a lake I knew very little about, and that's what keeps me going. Yes, it would have been amazing to end this trip on a big Dutch carp, but unfortunately that didn't happen. But what did happen is this lake has got under my skin and many others like it, and I can't wait to get back. But what makes a successful fishing trip? Me catching a big whacker? Yes, that would have been nice, but maybe just seeing family get fishing and potentially catch that bug is just as amazing to me.